Good evening, KACL members, family, and friends. I'm very sorry I cannot be there tonight due to my commitment to the GW Women's Lacrosse team and an injury that requires surgery in a couple days. However, I am honored that I still got the opportunity to share my experience from my internship at Senator John Kerry's office. Last summer, I was assigned to work with Policy Advisor Megan Leahy on small business, environmental, and disability issues. This entailed answering phone calls at the front desk and responding to constituent letters, researching grants for small business owners, and finding federal assistance for people who are being treated unfairly due to their disability, in addition to those who simply wanted to make the world a greener place. The main reason why I applied to this internship is because as a second-generation Korean American, I have always aspired to act as a liaison between the Korean community from which my family is from and the American community that I was raised in. Moreover, I have always been a huge supporter of Senator John Kerry because he takes a strong democratic stance on the same issues that I personally find important. For example, one day last summer, I was proud to witness the Korean U.S. Ambassador Choi Young-jin visit the office in order to discuss the U.S.-Korea Free Trade Agreement in order to boost bilateral trade. This agreement was recently brought into action on March 15, 2012. At my interview prior to my internship, I was asked what kinds of issues interest me most. There was no doubt in my mind to respond with small business issues. I have seen firsthand what it takes to keep a small business afloat because my father has owned a Korean-Japanese restaurant for over 25 years. Since I have seen how much the economic turmoil has distressed my father's business, I was personally invested more with helping constituents who needed assistance with their businesses. As an intern, I was able to see the way in which politics goes beyond what is portrayed by the media and the news. In reality, it is much more rooted in interpersonal relationships and face-to-face interactions, such as when the senator physically visited the towns that were hit by the tornadoes last summer. While large issues such as the economy, healthcare, and education may be at the forefront of political debates, the basis of these issues stem from the concerns of individuals in local communities, such as members of the KACL. Another unique aspect of my internship was the opportunity to participate in community service every week. It was a way to improve people's lives without having to go through standard political processes such as policy reform. I was able to work directly with various communities throughout the Boston area doing things such as serving lunch at the women's shelter on Newbury Street, organizing an elementary school field day, and repainting a middle school. My favorite community service activity was teaching English at the Jewish Vocational Services in Boston because the majority of the students had just arrived in America and were looking to learn English in order to start their new lives. It reminded me of how the KACL helps members of the Korean community around Massachusetts fill out paperwork to apply for American citizenship, such as at the church in Lexington. There are so many Korean immigrants who do not speak a word of English, but they still have the opportunity to become successful citizens of the United States. The refugees that I helped often needed help preparing for interviews, and it was incredibly rewarding when they would return informing me that they had received job offers. Last but not least, I would like to thank Mrs. K. Dong, Chairman Kim, and the KACL Board of Directors for providing me with this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I will carry experiences from this internship on with the rest of my life and apply what I learned to my future endeavors. I took this internship as a rare opportunity to insert the Korean identity into American politics, a field that is clearly dominated by white Americans. It was amazing to see how my smallest contributions, such as sending out a citation or answering a phone call, made such a positive impact on everyday people from Massachusetts. At the beginning of the summer, I did not know much about politics at all. However, my current career aspiration to become a lawyer was inspired by my internship experience because I witnessed how an individual such as Senator John Kerry is able to protect and bring justice to people's lives simply through the enforcement of law. Thank you very much for your time. I wish so much that I could be there, but I hope you have a wonderful banquet.